King's Crossing is a song about pain and struggle. He was almost as good as Daniel Johnston, Elliott Smith. Almost as good. Now, technically, he was better on the guitar. I don't know about the piano. Close on the piano. On the guitar, technically, he was better. His lyrics, pretty powerful journalism going on in his lyrics. Not like Mark Kozalik, who's the best. Mark is a journalist that goes up on the microphone and he journals and sings about it. His name is Mark Kozalik. He's in a band called Sun Kill Moon. He's probably one of the greatest journalists alive today, but he's also a rock star and movie star. He was in Cameron Crowe's movie, Almost Famous, and he's sitting right here now. Okay, not yet. Mark has cats. San Francisco guy, likes to box. He's a boxer. I've been to San Francisco, auditioned for the Blue Men Group. They just put a little funny latex cap on my head. I took a Polaroid of me. And I said, I don't have kit drumming experience, but I have some African ensemble bongo drum stuff that I can do. I said, here, put this on your head. We're going to take a photo of you. And that was it. And then I was walking around San Francisco. Blue Man Group. I would have taken it. I would have taken it right then. Kissed James Lipton butt goodbye. But James Lipton got me. He got me in an audition at the Actor Studio West doing Desire in the Elms with Sam Kinnison's girlfriend, who worked under Diane Salinger, Simone, and Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. That's me, Cole. I auditioned. The guy's name that I'm trying to remember ends in Gray. Spalding! Got it! Spivey! Got it! Spalding Gray. He wrote Monster in a Box. He was a novelist, but he was an actor. He was in Swimming. He was in Swimming in Cambodia. That was his own work, but he was in a thing called The Killing Fields. Yeah, The Killing Fields. I bit my lip. I was hungry. The Killing Fields. My cousins hate me. They don't want to see me on Time Magazine at the grocery store while they're shopping with their elderly kids. Their kids are probably in high school or junior high. Mine are in, elementary? What's when you're 9 years old, what is that? Yeah, it's third grade. Basically elementary. Elizabeth is in second grade. Gwendolyn's probably getting ready for kindergarten. Gwendolyn. That's the hope. And Elizabeth is Elizabeth Grace. And David is Luke. Maybe Luke Skywalker. We'd have to see if George Lucas likes him. I wanted to be Anakin Skywalker, but I went to a guy named Christian Hayden. Yeah, something like that. Hayden Christian. He took it, and I wrote plays, like Signing Out. I wrote a play called Signing Out. I gave it to the Zoo District, right there on Hollywood. James Gilbert may know about him. James Gilbert is an actor there. He does stuff on Vimeo, or Vimeo. Yeah, Vimeo. I got that name mixed up with Venmo, but it's Vimeo. But he does work on that. He's probably the greatest filmmaker if you guys give him a chance. He's a great filmmaker, James Gilbert. He worked with me. I played Jesus. James was one of the disciples. We did a thing called Passion at Texas Wesleyan University. I was Jesus. I also played Jesus again as a mime in Ohio under the authority of Greg Goldston's teaching his class, a mime class. I played Jesus, a mime. It was a mime. And then we later did it, Texas Wesleyan, I think we did it before, right? We did it before, and then after we worked with Greg in Ohio and did it just as a mime show, so we could show the crucifixion. But we did the Passion play, and I did play Jesus. Verily, I say, verily. That's my favorite Jesus word, verily. Or behold. That's Josh's favorite word, behold. What is your favorite word, Josh Smith? Behold. I have to get through the demonic What is your favorite word? The Baptists are like, they're always exercising that crazy demon, whatever it may be. But what is your favorite word? Behold. I like verily. Verily I say, tell that fox to go to his hole. I don't know if he said that, but he was talking about one of the Caesars. Tell that fox. And once they found out Jesus called him a fox, woohoo! Because the foxes get in the winery and mess up the marriage. Caesar, you fox. Biden, the fox. Biden's out. I kicked him out. Goodbye, Biden. Nice knowing ya. Good try. Thanks for the $1,400. Move on. We don't like abortion. You're out. Now, mi cocina. They have good chips. We like life. And whoever is pro-life is the president from this point on. And we're going to imprison them if they get that abortion. It goes for any woman. Girl, if you have a Neiman Marcus gift card. And benefit San Francisco. Now we're in Dallas. I'm going to walk by the Angelica and see what's planned. 40 tabs. Martinis. None for me, thank you. Baptist speaking. Not I am the Zodiac, I am the Baptist. What's the difference? There's a difference. One baptizes, the other is not so good. This is National Theater Live. You can get this on HD Broadway. Go to HD Broadway and watch National Theater Live. You can do it right now. Angelica membership, you join for free. Harry Potter series, the whole thing. $325 to $228. I smell a Comic-Con. This would be a Comic-Con area. Maybe not Georgia, De Niro. Maybe Dallas. Look at that. Join the line in De Niro. Vlog versus vlog. Locked today, but look at the old movie posters. Oh, they'll be watching. There's this right here. Is that a Fellini? Yeah, I think a Fellini's on there. I can't tell from here. Those movie posters are viable. That's the Angelica. That's my second favorite one. The first one's by SMU at the Angelica Center. Or the Mockingbird Station, excuse me, for all you English majors. Mockingbird Station. Open a theater right there, you make like $1 million a year. Right there. As in live theater. Look at that right there. The birds slow you down sometimes. See how close we can get, see how domesticated. Jumps on my shoulder, start whistling. Probably trying to tell somebody he's looking for money. I heard what you said. I know your before and after thought. I'll watch out for copyright. It's called Half Shells at Seafood. And there's a crew. For all you David Lynch fans, that was called a swift tick. We're like, what does that mean? It means the camera's ticking like this. And it's film school, they're going, okay. So what Cole's going through right here, guys used to do this with video cameras. They were Dallas actors. All the time. Some of them, they got hired by MTV. But that was back in the 80s, going into the 90s. They would go around with video cameras doing some of this kind of stuff. Far before Adam the Woo. And mostly Dallas, too. His big video production. Shamu. No, it's Shumi. No fit, no fret. Japanese. Thought it was a Shamu. It's Shumi. Here for all diabetics. Sarah Jessica Parker's like, what was that? None of yours. Trucklicks. She played a witch in 2022. They have a Christmas tree here during Christmas time, December. Right around the 25th, when the king was born. Big old Christmas tree right here. That's only in December though. It's beautiful. Linda and I came here and took photos. Linda Gray. My first Porsche I purchased from the last name Gray for $1,000 in the 90s. Probably like 1991. It was a red Roadster 1973. The last name was Gray. First name Jennifer. Her name was Jennifer Gray. She sold that to me. $1,000 in cold cash. My mom spotted it for me. And I was the guy to get into the car with if you were a female in high school. Back in the day in the early 90s. Because they came out with a movie called 16 Candles in the late 80s. The long-haired one. It's a really nice park. Yeah, it'd be John Hughes. He secretly filmed some of 16 Candles in Dallas. In this park right here. That's what I heard. Scott on Tape sent me an email. They cut it though. It ended up on the editing room floor. Don't know why. They were going to use it. It had that 16 Candles flavor. But they did do RoboCop, not too far from here. And John Hughes wasn't involved in that, but he sent some emails before you could send emails. It was a really complex thing. It was like radio emails. Look at this jive. Right here. Is that jibe in the English language? We'll let you look at it for a minute. Bradley sent me a letter. He's like, I'll give you $1 million. Said, a little higher than that, buddy. Pass on that one. Million's a good try. Try $1 billion. It'll be 2030. And they'll be starving on the streets. Big time. Hey, sir, can I have some change? Like changing the diaper to the doggy? You don't want a dog in an apartment. You go for the cat. The dog is far, far, far too noisy. Very noisy dog. Barks in the morning time, ruff, 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 and at night, ruff, ruff, ruff. Way too noisy. Go for the cat. Especially, see what they do? Beware of the dogs, the dogmatic. Little doggy, you sheeper. You sheeper, little doggy. Yeah, look at this right here though. Right over here. Isn't that great? Like walking like right through it. Then we're going to show the fountain. Yeah, Linda and I came here for Christmas. This last Christmas. This park right here. Kind of like a snow cone that's gone crazy. See if I can get a name on it. Back in the day, Angel and I went to a park in Savannah, Georgia, where Grim Life is from, if they get my Grace script. I haven't vlogged it yet. It's a werewolf movie. Hope I sent it to him in December. Cypress Court. Who was Cypress? Wasn't he a ruler? That's what my aunt would say. Wasn't he a ruler? It's right here on established Legacy. 2000s Legacy Park. Right by Cypress. Legacy Town Center, to be exact. Catholic wanted me to do that. Protestants don't mind, and the Catholics get all crazy. Established in 2000 because they're literal. They pay attention to too much stuff. They're a little bit, kind of big in Hollywood. Mel Gibson tried. They pulled him out of the car. He started yelling about Jews. So he didn't represent the Catholic very much at all. From Colorado. All the way from Colorado. Kind of ending that. That one's for Greg. Remember that, Greg? Like, keep it still. The West Overlook. They have so many names. Then they have this one right here. Yeah, same Legacy Town Center. I don't know why they do that. So no one can agree upon the same name on a thing. Right there. Carly taught me that one right there. Couldn't see it fully though. I took her on a date one time. She's in a real weird nunnery. Get yourself to a nunnery. How occasions do inform against me. And spare my dull revenge. Yeah, it is pretty. I wouldn't call it Legacy Park. I don't know. Oh, right? Probably Legacy. I'm assuming. Thought it was a guy in the Navy. This little white cap thing. But it's just a guy in with a dog, an Oreo dog. Like a sheriff hat. Just like that. The eyes are like lasers. They pick up everything. Little puck dance. We'll head back. Got to do this sometimes. You like kind of walk around. It is private. It is private. It is private. But what is that? Probably public, maybe secretly. I wouldn't say central here because of the internet. Now, we're going to get the English majors. What do you mean by central? The central point for runner. You always find it within a few mile radius or something. It's a kind of your own personal hotspot that you're like, wow, they like me. Like Sally Fields. Love that woman. She could play my mom. She could. Sally Fields could play my mom. They like me. They really like me. Yes, that's the central point. And then it, ding, and then you. So we're gonna go back to Nebraska, Mark. I know I'm hitting the consonants as best as possible. I do well with the vowels. Nebraska, marked. And we're gonna chill there after I get a photo of me and this Ferrari. I've got the keys, it's brand new, I just bought it. I'm lending it out to a friend. He's doing fine. He said, sure. He said, yes. I said, okay. Just use a false name on the Airbnb, like they always do. Okay, been a long one, 10-part show. The return of Linda still continues. Welcome to the Please Subscribe show. And we're in Plano. Just went through the shops at Legacy for a little walk to walk off some of that croissant. Roast beef and cheese, hard to say. Would you imagine a croissant sandwich, roast beef and cheese? Choose your cheese, go to QT, go in the kiosk and diddle with it. Boom, they'll pump it out in a matter of seconds. You get that croissant, roast beef with cheese, put it in your mouth, pay for it. Of course, they'll give you a little tag, bring it up there, they'll scan it. 49 cents for your soda. Get you going. Brazil Steakhouse. Well, I'll be eating there saying, remember that day when we did that Please Subscribe show? Look at that right there. Yeah, you couldn't really see it. You can freeze frame. They got great televisions now. Great television. You can freeze frame everything and zoom with your hands and all kinds of stuff. Voice command, everything. Hey, look, the Cowboys rehearse here. I mean, like stage rehearse. Then they go over and they do physical rehearsing. Yeah, they do some theater. They've done it before. They do ballet too. The theater helps them. The ballet, Cowboys have studied the ballet. Dallas Cowboys football team. Yep, they have studied the ballet. Get them to study TheCole, mime TheCole, which some of them may have. Greg will teach them for a discount of about, I don't know, 100K per player. And they'll be catching that ball every time. Now, they can also get Alexander. Chris might be able to help him out of Chicago. If you find his last name, he was a roommate of mine at the New School University. We got something right here. Okay. That was a little message from the team. Not the Cowboys. But yeah, get them to take some TheCole from an expert. That's what Marcel Marceau took. And he was in the French Resistance. It'll help them. It'll help them align their bodies. He'll do it for about 100K per player. About 100K, around there. And he can teach them in a session of maybe 3 or 4 weeks. He might add a little bit, though, meaning you might have to pay a little bit more. But he's going to teach you how to imagine where you are in your body, starting with 00 and moving up through your entire body, learning TheCole and isolating parts of the body so that you can turn quicker and be in a line. Alexander technique can be taught by a guy named Chris, who went to the New School University, who's also in the Navy. And they teach you how, well, it's for the voice, but they teach you how to not fear inside your body so that you have no fear in your body and that you can align your body and use it economically and with sufficiency. The dancer named Tevia, that's probably a little bit better than Chris. She's getting older. She was a dancer, a professional dancer in New York City. She taught me and Bradley Cooper. Tevia, yeah. I remember some of their names. Max Luna III, he'll teach you how to be very showy. But he'll also teach you how to do sit-ups. Yeah, he does sit-ups. He's very quiet, but he's a good teacher. He teaches a workout routine, but he also does jazz. He does modern Alvin Ailey. Yeah, he's an Alvin Ailey fan, but he's also an Alvin Ailey dancer, and he teaches in his own studio. Max Luna III, great dance teacher. Bob Lavelle would have been your acting teacher, but he's passed away. So Harvey Keitel's probably about as good as he is. About as good. De Niro's a pretty good teacher too. They're all pretty good teachers. Alec Baldwin, who's been traumatized, a good teacher. He's there as well. This is all actor studio stuff. But they can use it for all kinds of stuff. Because listen, these guys, these Dallas Cowboy guys, they do commercials. They have to know how to control the voice and see the difference? Now I'm using Alexander and I'm talking. It's a whole different story, but a method so I can sound like Dustin Hoffman. Do what's called a glottal stop. A glottal stop. Watch your glottal stops. That's the only way Dustin Hoffman talks, is with glottal stops. He's one of the best. Because people talk in glottal stops. The method came out of the 60s. It came out of the 1960s, really, and then got right into the 70s. Hoffman knows all about it. He was one of their method actors. He only talks in glottal stops. Isn't that crazy? Because if you talk correctly, and Bradley does, Cooper, he talks correctly, it doesn't stop in a crucial way. It stops in a very elegant way and comes off the voice. He's not that bad, but he does use some of it, which is Alexander. He also played the Elephant Man for his thesis, which is what I was going to do, or I was going to do the Swan. But this is important stuff for an actor. Alexander, mime, TheCole, Strasberg, definitely. You got to have Strasberg for sense memory and imagination, and to know about emotional recall, to be like informed that emotional recall exists. Sandy Meisner is going to teach you not to do line readings. He's going to do improv, and he's going to do what's called imaginary monologue. Stella Adler is going to teach you that the words are not important, not in the theater. It's more important to have the soul and the spirit in the theater. Okay? Those are some of the main teachers. Robert Lewis is going to teach you how to direct a play. He's got books. Stanislavski is going to teach you the foundation of everything. It comes from the Moscow Art Theater. He's going to teach you about rhythm. He's going to teach you about the magic if. If this was happening to me, what would I do? Please don't put me in the tollway. Stanislavski probably would. But we're going to go by Carvana, which is another commercial. I'm classically trained, just like Keanu Reeves. And not like River Phoenix. You know, Robin Williams was classically trained, and he was also One of the greatest. There we go, Carvana. It comes up from the ground just like oil. It is the car place. Buy your car at Carvana after your acting class. They'll mail it right to you. We are going to 7-Eleven to pick up your Camel cigarettes and drop it off at the door with the appropriate age and identification. Thank you. The best teacher. Everybody knows it. She read one of my reviews. It was given to her right on her lap when we did the play Waiting for Godot. I played Lucky. Long monologue. I hung upside down from a tree for one moment of it. It was an outdoor theater called Hip Pocket Theater. Her review got on the lap of Uta Hagen, one of our greatest teachers. She was a smoker, and she criticized every little thing that you did, but she did not want anything to look prepared. She left the theater. So when she walked into the theater, she said, if it looks rehearsed, I'll leave the theater. She left the stage. But she had her own H&B studio right there by Hell's Kitchen. I walked by it several times. Matthew Broderick, sorry, I bit my lip. Matthew Broderick, the movie star, Sarah Jessica Parker. If only I could talk that fast. They're like a love interest kind of thing. They hit it off into like it's called a marriage. They probably both know a lot about Uta Hagen. Now Lorca Simons from Texas, Fort Worth, who's a friend of mine and kind of a teacher, she worked with Uta Hagen right on stage in Three Tall Women, a play. Lake, who did a different style of theater, was a puppeteer that studied with Jacques Lecoq. Lake also studied or knew about Julian Taymor's work in War Horse, because she helped with the puppeteers in War Horse, and is leading puppeteer lady at Radio City Music Hall. I know them all. Tommy Toon, the king of Broadway, his sister Gracie Toon lives right down the road from where I live on Willing. I lived on Willing Avenue. She has a theater. This is like meant to be, yeah. She has a theater known as Fifth Avenue Theater, right there in Fort Worth, in the middle of a neighborhood. It's a little theater. She also teaches tango. I learned tango from her. It takes two to tango. Me and Gracie Toon. The king of Broadway, Tommy Toon. That's his sister. She has my play perused and said, Cole, we have to produce this play. But we can't do it right now. But we're going to find someone to produce it. That's what she told me. Someone needs to produce this play, Cole. They did Waiting for Godot there. Rob helped out, Rob Vasquez, playwright. He helped out with Waiting for Godot, and I wanted to play guitar for it. But later, go back in time, Rob and I both performed in Waiting for Godot at Hip Pocket Theater. I was about 27. I played Lucky, who I still play today. Rob played Pazzo. And then we had Go-Go, a connection right there with Bob Odenkirk, Charlie Baker. He played either Go-Go or Dee Dee.
Watch out, construction on road ahead.
We know about your construction road ahead, you loudmouth ways. Brian Beck would know, because Brian Beck was the other guy. Go-Go or Dee Dee, I didn't need to know him. I didn't know him in the play, so, you know, I just kind of looked straight ahead. I was kind of like the mime character, the clown mime known as Lucky. We did it. I did the whole monologue. Rob helped me immensely to get that monologue down and packed and ready to go by the numbers, and we went out there and we performed it. It is on YouTube, partially. I'm the guy who posted it on YouTube. I have some of the footage of that play. Uta Hagen saw the review. She read the review of it. It was given to her and sat down right on her table, and she read it. She likes Waiting for Godot. She passed away. But Uta Hagen was an important teacher. She wrote Challenge for the Actor, starting with Respect for Acting. But then she moved over to Challenge for the Actor. That book is valuable. Get it. She'll talk about Stanislavski, the magic if. She'll talk about the 6 steps. Who are you? What are your circumstances? Where'd you come from? What's your history? What do you want? What's your obstacle? How do you get over that obstacle to get what you want? When you walk into the room and on stage, that person over there, that character over there, He has a history. You have a relationship with that character when they walk in on the stage. She taught that. Ask Matthew Broderick. I was doing the crow. Ask Matthew Broderick about the fourth wall experience, the imagination of the fourth wall. What do you see when you're looking at the fourth wall? What is the fourth wall in theater? The fourth wall is the imaginary wall along the proscenium that everyone looks through when they watch the play on a stage. Even in the round, there is an imaginary wall. And what is there? Is it a tree? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it Superman? What is there? A bunch of sheep? We don't know. A crucifix, it could be anything. Find pinpoints on the back of the wall, look at it. Practice throwing your voice every once in a while for the voice teachers. These are the things that Uta Hagen intensely studied as she smoked her cigarettes nonstop and made notes as you acted. You needed one session with her and you were on the border of making millions and millions of dollars. Uta Hagen. I was right down the road. I walked by her all the time. She had a dog. Very good. Endow your objects. Endow the prop. The prop has a history. You have a dagger, you're playing Hamlet, it has a history. Was it your father's dagger? Whose dagger was it? It's Uta Hagen. It's called endowing props. Endowment is another thing too. Inner objects. What does the character see in his mind when he is going over the scene? Which he doesn't do that. The character's living in the scene. But what's in his mind when he's talking to you about a mailbox? About to pass a mailbox. The inner objects goes right through his head, right there. And he can picture the mailbox. That's an inner object. Because when it went down, there was something going on at the time, an image, just like a mailbox. It goes into the head. It's imagination kind of thing. You have it in there throughout the entire production as you're performing. You have it right there in you, the inner object. Now, I'll give you a definition of the inner object when we get home and I talk to Kitty. But Uta Hagen was one of our greatest writers. She wrote all this down. She played Blanche Dubois in Streetcar Named Desire. She did. She wrote all of it down to remember everything so that she could teach her students how to survive and live in the world and take care of their families and be providers. Because some people are actors. Because they live down the street from Gracie Toon. And Tommy Toon, he was there sometimes. Little burp.